Hi, I'm Kevin Freeman, and I'm with Ron Nowell, and today we are walking up around Second Hill area. And if you don't know where Second Hill is, it's between First Hill, otherwise known as Mount Agamenticus, and Third Hill. And Ron also has told me that there is another hill called Second Hill and a Half, which I think we're going to go to today.
2.5.
2.5, yeah. So we'll show you a couple of topo maps of where we're at and stuff. And Ron, tell us a little bit like what we might expect to see out here, some of the highlights of the walk today.
Today is a lot more interested in some of the natural areas that are quite different, unique. They offer different perspectives on the woods up here.
Yeah, so...
And we will see a couple cellar holes and a couple cemeteries. And some caves.
Can't wait to see the caves. And we're going to see Second Hill and a Half.
You can go in first. I brought a flashlight so you don't get lost in there.
Ron, one of the most interesting things about this area is that people came up here and settled. To me, that's like a huge mystery. But you were telling me the other day that it was because this was designated by the town forefathers as the Outer Commons?
The Outer Commons.
Yeah.
It was a development scheme to get people to settle out here, to give them land either free or real cheap. When it was subdivided, all white males 21 and over got so many shares. So if you were like Peter Nowell, had 9 sons.
Wow.
You could
you could build an empire out here.
You could accrue a lot of land.
Wow.
Yeah, about 2,000 acres.
So these little tiny cellar holes, we're standing in front of one right now. It's the Ramstill. These places are about like 12 by 15 or something like that.
Yeah, they're actually root cellars. They don't. The house is actually longer than these root cellars. None of the houses have a full cellar. They just have a root cellar.
You actually have some old photos, don't you?
I've got pictures of most of these places.
Yeah, and they look pretty conventional. Well, not according to today's standards, but...
They were a substantial shack.
Okay. And with materials probably taken right off the land here, I would imagine. Yeah.
There usually was a sawmill in the area that could get slabs.
Yeah, so...
You used to site it with slabs.
So, like, the Ramstill place is one of the earliest you said earlier.
This one is.
Yeah, and what kind of dates are we talking about?
What kind of what?
Dates. What would be when did people first start coming up here?
Oh man, it wasn't until almost 1800.
Yeah, so post-colonialism.
It was the last settled area in New York.
Yeah.
And it lasted a generation or a generation and a half, and then they were all gone. Everybody left.
So, and the 1800s is when the primary agricultural feature was probably sheep. So, do we assume that a lot of this was just used for grazing of sheep?
Well, one thing I noticed, I was looking at your cemetery thing of the people that died at the town farm.
Yeah.
And one of the people that died at the town farm lived right here.
Oh, okay.
It was Hosey Ramstill's wife. And as they got older and they couldn't take care of themselves, or nobody could take care of them, they went to the town farm.
Yeah.
That was the last. And a lot of these older people, that's where you don't find them buried up here. They're buried down either in the First Parish or in the town farm cemetery.
Yeah, but we will see a cemetery or two today.
Yeah. Plus, they don't. Not all old people. I noticed there was one guy up here put his daughter in the town records. It said he put his daughter on the town. In other words, he couldn't afford to have her at home, so he dropped her off at the town farm.
Wow.
And she lived there and worked.
Yeah.
Worked.
Yeah.
The younger people that were put on the town really had to work hard at the town farms. They were like slave labor. I had a relative that was worked to death at the South Berwick Town Farm. She was only in her 20s.
So they didn't have...
Said she died of malnutrition and neglect.
Wow.
And she was a worker at the town farm in South Berwick.
So a worker would be like an indentured servant, do you think?
Well, she took care of the old people, the sick people. She did the laundry. She did the cleaning. She did everything.
But she wasn't a prisoner. She was free to go.
She was like an indentured servant.
Yeah, yeah.
In order to live there,
yeah,
she had to work.
yeah, yeah.
Where a lot of the old people just, they just lived there, and somebody had to take care of them.
Yeah,
it was her.
yeah.
There was a matron. Every town farm had a matron, but under the matron, there's usually one or two younger girls, and they were the ones that did all the work.
Wow.
And there was a young man living there. He did all the work in the barn.
Huh. So when we think about this area, Mount Agamenticus, it kind of like has two sides. One, the people sort of went to the Berwicks for recreation and community, and the side that we're on, which is the York sort of side, people did go to the town hall and they did vote, and they probably went to church at the First Parish. Do you think?
No.
Okay.
No, they went to church way down here.
Okay, so they had their own church.
Yeah. It's the first church up here was the Ground Root Hill Christian Union Church. Then, like most churches, there was a squabble between the families, and the church moved up further on the mountain, became the Agamenticus Christian Union Church. And Christian Union was a Protestant religion that was quite dominant in the rural areas.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before.
They did a lot of singing.
So they were Protestants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah. Huh.
My uncle said they were the worst bunch of heathens that ever existed. They were the worst sinners on Saturday, and come Sunday morning they were in the front pew, going hallelujah and praise the Lord.
That makes sense, actually.
Falling on the floor and dancing and falling.
So, and I want to also not lose sight of the fact that the people came here early on, and then they all kind of like migrated toward York or other destinations, and some of them became relatively successful. Like we're going to go over to the Thompson farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's people like that, and the Ramsdell family, obviously. If this was the landing place when they got to York, they kind of went down Mountain Road and down Ground Root Hill or Ground Nut Hill Road, and then down Clay Hill, and you can see the migration patterns of just singular families. And I find that very interesting that that they actually left this place. And they didn't move that far, like a couple of miles.
No, they didn't. They didn't move far.
Right.
Yeah, it was a rough existence. It was hard to farm land that's got so much stone in it.
Yeah. We'll look at some of these huge stone piles. Okay. Oh, so we had a Preble up here?
Yeah, there's a Preble place and a Preble cemetery down the head of the pond. Samuel Paul built a wooden railroad over on the Hedgehog Rocks. And he had a mill at the foot of the rock. He had 200 acres there that he timbered. And then he built a wooden railroad up the side of the Hedgehog Rocks. Wooden rails.
Yeah.
On a cable and a steam engine.
Yeah.
And ran the lumber up out of the valley.
Wow.
On that road. I got a picture of the road.
Yeah, you shared that picture at that talk you did.
With a crow sitting on the cable.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a crow. It's funny. Look at that. Look at that crow sitting there. This is it right here.
You weren't kidding about sending me in first.
What's that?
You weren't kidding about sending me in first. That's a cave right there? There could be a bear in there, no question.
Yeah, it goes in there.
Wow. Here it is, Ron. Whoa, you aren't kidding.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. There's a big room down there.
Yeah.
I've never been in there. I've never been there.
Wait, how did you know? Did you just have a premonition about this? You've been around here a lot.
I've never been in this one.
But you knew
I
that...
walked right by it.
Huh.
I walked right by it. Kevin, this is fucking awesome down here. Holy shit. There's a brook running right through it.
Whoa.
I can't get down without getting in the brook.
Holy smokes.
Kevin, it goes on. This is incredible. When you go down here and you see it goes on and on. It don't stop. It doesn't stop.
Oh, no.
It goes around the corner, but I don't want to get in the water and get wet.
Whoa, Ron, this is like... Any hieroglyphics on the walls or anything?
Nothing down here.
No.
Holy shit, I'm going around the corner. I don't know if I can get down there or not. Holy shit. I can't even see the end of it.
No kidding. Wow. Look at that.
That fucking rock right there.
Yeah.
That great big tall one. Yeah, it goes around the corner. How deep is the water?
Whoa.
Loose stone.
Yeah, Ron, this is crazy. We're gonna have to come back here with boots on or something.
Yeah, when the tide ain't in. So I can go around the corner.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's going to be over one.
Well,
Maybe I can get...
you can do if you go in. We'll head back.
Holy it goes around the corner. How far around the corner does it go? Right to there and it stops.
It does. It's a dead stop.
Yeah, it goes right to there and it stops.
Jesus, Ron, there's a huge rock right on your back.
Yeah, I know it. I know. They're suspended in here. Yeah, you don't ever want to look up and scare you. Look at this one here.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
This is all one skinny piece.
Yeah, it looks like this place was actually put together.
It almost looks like it, but I doubt it.
No, it would be an enormous
Wow,
project.
this is awesome.
And you know what? This granite is so hard. I don't think anybody could have chiseled anything into it. You're gonna go by me. I want to take a look at the dead end over there.
I'm right over it.
I can't believe, Ron, that you have made it this far in life.
Never been in here.
Never been in here.
No. I always find something. Every time I come up here, I find something I haven't seen.
This is extraordinary. This
It is, isn't it? It goes on and on.
I think the irony is too. We both brought flashlights today. Hey, Ron.
Oh, you came up through there?
Yeah.
Awesome. When do you suppose the last time anybody was in here?
There's no signs of anybody being in there.
No, there's nothing in there. I'm sure somebody must have been in there at some time or another.
Yeah, and you know, I'm surprised there's no animal dung in there.
I'm surprised there's no porcupines in here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They live on hemlock in the,
Oh,
and see, it's all dead.
they're going to have to switch over here pretty soon.
What's that?
They're going to have to switch over on another type of food pretty soon.
Yeah, where are they going to live on in the winter?
I don't know.
Two types of orchids I found on this book. Lower down there. White fringed orchid and purple fringed orchid. Habanerias.
Are they early spring?
Yeah, they'd be out in May. One of the thing I've noticed is the last couple of times I've been up here to see them, the fucking deer have eaten them.
Oh. Huh. Ron, is this, you know what this is? Is this a gray birch?
Cherry birch,
Cherry birch. I haven't heard of that one.
black birch.
Yeah, I don't think it's not it's not like the black birch that I'm used to seeing, and it's not a like I have black birch and yellow birch on my property,
Yeah.
but that's different.
Yeah, that's a black birch.
It's black birch.
Yeah.
So if we could get a piece
Cherry,
of
or cherry birch, because they call it cherry birch because if you mill it out, you can't tell the difference between that and cherry. So they call it cherry birch.
so if we could get a piece of a twig off it and we broke it in half, we could smell that wintergreen smell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And look, this is hot. This is a hornbeam right here, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good diversity of trees in here.
There's tupelo in here too.
Tupelo?
Yeah.
Whoa. And you think that all the maple is like a red maple?
Yep, most of it. Swamp maple, I call it.
Yeah, that's what I call it. But I think red maple sounds a little bit better. And this time of year, the buds are usually pretty red. Oh, I think that's the biggest tree I've seen in New York, at least.
That's the biggest pine that I've seen.
Ever?
I've seen some down the head of the pond that are about that big.
Oh yeah, what's the story down there? I went out there once and I saw all those big pines, and I figured nobody could get any machinery in there to haul those things
You
out.
couldn't get it in there to get them up out of there.
Now there's a cliff down there where people have a fire frequently, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Whoa, that is a big tree.
Oh yeah. Damn right it is.
Wow.
They needed a 50-foot timber of like 12 by 12. This is where we got it right here.
Really? You know where the stump is?
No, he came up here. Henry said, looked around. He said there was some god-awful pines, and he goes, "That's the one there, right there. We'll take that one."
Oh, Henry was with him?
Yeah. Henry said they saw it, and they saw it, and they saw it, and they saw it.
So this is the source of the Second Hill
Second
Brook?
Hill Brook right here, the
Yeah.
spring.
Nice.
Coming right out of here.
Yeah. Huh.
There's an eastern wood phoebe that nests down here on the side of this, down this gorge.
Really?
Nest on the same place every year.
Wow.
Same shell.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a registered deer yard. We were probably 100 yards from it down there by the spring.
Oh.
And it was in thick grove of hemlock.
Yeah.
And you go there in the winter, and the deer would be yarded up in there,
Yeah.
and there would be fresh green hemlock chips. Cover the snow. Here we go, right here. Here's one here.
Yep.
Porcupine bit off.
Yep.
Let's see, there's no
Yeah.
live
No buds.
chips.
Yeah.
And I often wondered I wonder if that's why the deer yard is there.
You know, that's
All
probably,
that,
yeah.
all that greenery on top of the snow somewhere.
Yeah. I went out to see where the deer were sleeping this winter when there was snow on the ground. Because out up near me, they also sleep under the hemlocks.
Yeah.
And so you see these trees that are dead, no foliage on them at all, and this deer was still sleeping underneath of them. Whoa, that's really sad.
See, I never been up in them like you say.
Yeah, I see something up there, something colorful. But seeing all these dead hemlocks like this, Ron, it's like that. It's hard to like feel like nature is really.
Nature's Agent Orange.
Yeah.
There's a hell of an oak right there, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow, that's old. Look at that bark on that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's healthy.
Yeah. Whoa, that'd be a good place for a nest right up there, Ron.
Wouldn't Grady Weber like to get a wedge in that and attack it with a hammer? Hammer and wedge and split it.
That thing, that's a big tree.
Yeah,
Is you guys 5 feet in diameter?
yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised. And you think that's a chestnut oak?
That's a red oak.
So, yeah, do chestnuts get that big?
Over on Fairhill, just beyond the top of Fairhill, are the biggest chestnuts.
So what would distinguish the red oak from the chestnut oak at that age? Is the bark? Is the bark smoother on the chestnut oak?
No, the bark is more full.
More what?
Very deeply full.
Oh, more than that than the red oak. Huh?
Oh yeah, deeply full.
Is that my wife?
I don't think so. You run into the damnedest people in the woods.
Huh?
You run into the damnedest people in the woods.
There's a lot of people out here today.
We didn't see anywhere we went, did we?
You're the only one
I've
we've seen.
seen.
We've been bushwhacking though.
Yeah,
Oh,
we-
wow.
This is the first trail we've been on in quite a while.
Oh, okay.
We've come cross country, picking up dead porcupines.
Oh, really? You seen?
Yeah, Ron found a cave, a real cave.
Oh my God.
You mean, had you ever been in it before?
No, I walked by it 150 times. I said, I'm going to check that out. Guys, I went in and around and around. He almost got lost in there. Lucky he had a GPS on his phone to find his way out.
Did you used to spend a lot of time out here?
Oh, yeah.
Figuring it all out.
A lot of time.
Yeah,
Half my life out
yeah.
there, easily.
It's grown up then quite a bit.
Yeah, my grandmother started me on it.
Oh,
She would tell me places, and I would go and find them, where she had been.
yeah.
She was a amateur botanist,
Uh-huh.
so she'd tell me about these flowers. I'd go find them.
I find when I'm running, sometimes now that Kevin's into mushrooms, I'll spot some, take a picture and go, is this a good one?
Do what a friend of mine did. He'd take and cut a slice off. He'd eat it, wait about 15, 20 minutes, and nothing happened. He'd eat the whole thing.
Oh, my goodness.
You can die.
He got wicked sick.
Yeah. All right.
Enjoy.
Hope you make it back.
Yeah, hope you make it back.
What a riot. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
I mean, if you had tried to do that,
You're right.
there was no way you could have coordinated.
Yeah, yeah.
How long do you think? How long do you think they spend here? It's, I mean, Kevin, this goes up there for a half a mile. Goes up onto this hill, goes the whole length of the hill, the top of the hill, and it goes all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, it's unimaginable. Today, if you had a little mini excavator, it'd probably take you the summer. It'd take me the summer.
You know, this is what they want. This black stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Wait, so Ron, where are we? And
We're on the back side of 2.5.
and this stone wall is made by
Alexander Thompson Wall.
yeah, and the Thompsons was a farming family out here. Then
Sheep farmers.
and they arrived like
Early 1800s.
and
This
they.
was all settled in just about a 50-year period.
So you think the original patriarch came here and then left here for better ground, or you think he died out here?
A lot of them left because they couldn't support their family.
But they had time to make these walls. Ron, this thing is crazy.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, like stack.
So they had to have enough sustenance, enough food to be able to work like this. You know what I mean? They couldn't have been hungry and been out here piling up these rocks. And what about the animals that they used to haul the rocks with?
Oxen.
Yeah, but they had to feed those guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like an avocation for somebody that's in need of sustenance. So you think this is for livestock?
This is on the keep the sheep in.
Gee,
They wouldn't climb this one.
wow.
It's on that plan that Kipling did. Three adults, 1, 2, 3. There's a footstone. I don't know who the third adult would be. That would be Alexander. There. That would be his wife. I don't know whether the third one was an adult son or daughter that died here. I don't know what he had for children.
Huh. Norman Trail, Norman Mill, that goes over to Berwick, right?
Yeah, it's actually, it was called the Norman Hill Dam,
Yeah.
but it ended up being bastardized to Norman Mill Dam. Norman's never owned it. It was a dam at the foot of Norman Hill, so it's called the Norman Hill Dam. And it got bastardized into Norman Mill Dam, even though the Normans never owned it.
Yeah.
They owned the hill, but they didn't own the dam.
Oh,
James Nowell built the dam.
oh really?
It's in the Outer Commons.
Yeah, so those guys would come up here from what? Did he live over on 91?
Yeah,
And he'd come up here and mess around?
yeah.
Well, it must have been, it used to be lucrative. It must have been lucrative enough to.
Well, it said in Paul Nowell's biography at Harvard, it said his father was a prominent lumberman, Peter Nowell.
Oh. So where would they have taken the logs to from up here? Would they have sawed them up in the woods and then?
I think he took them right down the Norman Hill Dam. That was a sawmill.
Oh, okay. So that was the primary mill, like serving this
Or
side of
up
the
in
road?
here, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's been bouncy coming up over here with a single axle wagon with no suspension. That's usually that's all they had.
Yeah.
Was a single axle and maybe a dump on the back of it. Yeah, here's where we are. It's supposed to be the wheel road for Ambrose Allen.
Oh. So Ron, why don't you?
Ambrose Allen was born and raised in Portsmouth. Okay?
Yeah.
How the did he get way the up here? Really?
Well, the same as the Welches. That's really odd too. Did they get a piece of the Outer Commons, or did they just squat up here?
They got. I don't think the Outer Commons came down to where they are on the old mountain road.
Oh, okay. Oh, it didn't? Was that the Inner Commons or something, or the
Stated.
Stated Commons? But they weren't. You don't think they were squatters?
There's the Inner Commons, the Stated Commons, the Outer Commons, and the land of 10,000 undivided acres. Yeah, the proprietor's book is so small, and the map in it is so small.
Wow.
I don't know how they could write, and you know.
Wow, they didn't have much
It's
paper.
a book about this tall
Huh.
and about this wide, red leather bound. We had it. We rebounded a lot of stuff. March 30th.
March, it is?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies. March 30th, 2022. Ron and I have walked out all around Second Hill, and we were quite successful at finding one cemetery, which was the Thompson Cemetery.
No, two. We got Dan Ramsell's.
Oh, yeah, Ramsell's, but that was, yeah, you're right. So we found two cemeteries. But the biggest treasure today for me was a cave that we found. I think we're going to call it Nowell's Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second Hill Brook Cave.
Yeah, and we found a beautiful spring hole, and which is called Trafton Spring, next to a massive pine tree, and it's just it was just really beautiful out there. So,
Massive pine tree. That's an understatement.
yeah, we're gonna take a tape measure out there and measure it sometime. Cheers.